What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. All right, let's do a little spoiler talk for Wonder Woman right now. That is right. If you haven't seen my original review for the movie, please go check that out. Well, unless you've already seen the movie, which hopefully you have, because come on, it's fucking Wonder Woman. Now, I'm not just gonna go through like the full movie and just start talking about everything, but I'm just gonna talk about little points, spoiler points. And basically, the movie starts off present day, and right off the bat, goddamn, just gives you. Just right off the bat, they're like, here's a little nerd boner for you, because she's walking to where she works at that museum. Can't remember the name off the top of my head. And it pans down to an armor truck that says Wayne Enterprises. They're already connecting it. Pretty fantastic, because they deliver a locked briefcase where Bruce has found the original photograph that she was looking for in Batman vs. Superman, with a note that says, hopefully one day I could hear your story, which I really was hoping that when she was done talking about it, because there was narration, even though there wasn't narration throughout the whole movie, just at the beginning and the end, I was hoping that Bruce was going to be sitting there or standing there, she was with him. That would have been so awesome, even though I saw some people going, it's a good thing you didn't shoehorn Bruce Wayne into the movie. I'm going, first off, it wouldn't have been a shoehorn, just like it wasn't in Suicide Squad. If that's what you're saying, how could he be shoehorned? How could Batman or Bruce Wayne be shoehorned in Suicide Squad when it's basically a Batman movie without him starring? Sorry, I just get a little touchy with that. But anyways, I was kind of hoping for that, but we didn't get that. But hey, it's okay. The Themyscira scenes are pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of exposition, of course. You got Hippolyta, if I'm saying her name right, talking about where she came from, and she gives a little brief background about Zeus and of course Ares, the god of war, and what happened with him, how he gave him a strike where he basically was wounded so much, so now he's hiding, and then of course she doesn't want to have Diana get trained, because the more strength, the more she becomes a god, the more Ares is going to find her. But of course, Antiope, if I'm saying her name correctly too, Robin Wright, she takes it upon herself to train her behind the queen's back. And she eventually finds out, and of course, but then she just goes, all right, well then train her harder than any other Amazonian, I should say. And of course, we fast forward to that one part where we actually see Diana Gal Gadot, and she does the whole thing where she knocks over Antiope on her ass by doing this, and she feels really bad about it. Even the queen, her mom, is going, what have I done? Because she just knows that the more strength that she gets, the more she becomes a god, which they actually show that, because she did get sliced. And some people were asking, well, if she's a god, how did she bleed like that? Well, she's not exactly a god yet. She's getting stronger and stronger. So then eventually she's just going to do battles like she did in Batman vs. Superman. And at the end of Wonder Woman, she's going to be unscathed. In comes Steve Trevor through that little force field and everything. And then, of course, she takes it upon herself to rescue him. But, of course, there's the Germans that are outside of the force field that are right there. They realize, what the hell, this is weird. Let's just storm the beach and start killing some people. People were asked, too, like how guns, kill goddesses, I guess, or gods. And it's just like, well, they're not exactly that. She is, but not exactly them. I mean, they're strong. They're stronger than the average human, yes, but they're still killable. They're not like, immortal, I guess. I don't know. I was kind of wondering about that too, but I mean, it's little details like that. But anyways, Antiope gets shot because she jumps in front of a bullet that was actually for Diana, which was a nice little sacrifice scene. I'm telling you, the DCEU is just full of sacrifice. Fuck! People dying, man. Anyways, it's a little bit of a heart-wrenching scene, but then they pull in Steve Trevor. It's a nice little comedic scene, little funny scene where he's in this awesome-looking cave with a bunch of glowing water, and I mean, I tell you what, that's really good. But of course, he's naked, and it's so funny because there is a penis joke in there, but they kind of they divert it. I thought it was pretty funny. I like how they introduced the Truth Lasso too, and he's just like, what is this thing? And then they tighten it, and he's just like, yeah, I'm a spy! It's pretty good. I like that. So anyways, so they leave Themyscira, and then there's a nice little, the chemistry between Pine and Gadot was just awesome. I mean, there's a nice little scene when, they're talking about sleeping next to each other and everything. Like, he's trying to be a gentleman. But see, this is what I love about her character. It's like, she's naive when it comes to just the way man lives, but she's not naive about anything else. I mean, they're talking about, reproduction, I guess, sex and the pleasures of the flesh. But she's like, it doesn't faze her. She's very open to talk about it. Of course, he's just like, he's a little awkward because, I mean, she's got this beautiful goddess woman that he took from this paradise island, and she's talking about this, and it's a nice little scene. They get to London, and of course we see more of, Diana being naive, being innocent, but yet wanting to help everybody. She has such a big heart, and I think that's what really drives this movie. That's the core of this movie, is the way that Diana is, the way they represent her character by wanting to help everybody and asking a ton of questions. She's always like saying, why this and why that? She's always asking questions that we ask ourselves, like, why is shit like this happening? Why are they treating animals like that? Why are people not helping them? They don't have this, that, and this. She has such a big heart, and the way that Gal Gadot does it is what really drives this movie, and I think that's what people are really, like, loving about the character. Like, when they get to where all the leaders are these people, not supervisors, just like the military dudes are meeting in that room, and they're all bickering back and forth about what to do about this war, and she just, like, flat out just goes, you should be ashamed of yourself, saying generals don't just hide, they fight next to their soldiers and blah, 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 and just basically just put them on blast, and we're just like, yeah, motherfucker. So a lot of the humor starts coming about right here too. There's like, I mean, even like the music started changing to very much like a romantic comedy, like din 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 din, that kind of stuff where it's like, it's just a bunch of goofiness is gonna ensue, but luckily it wasn't too bad. I mean, we get introduced to Etta, Steve Trevor's secretary, who's funny. She's goofy. I like the actress. She's been in some things that I've watched. She's pretty funny. But of course, the changing on the clothes, trying on everything. But it wasn't goofy where it was just cringy goofy. It worked very well with her, because, I mean, this is Diana, who is very intelligent and very confident, but is so naive to the ways of man, and she just keeps asking questions, and, she's a fighter. She's a warrior. I mean, how is she supposed to do, like, kicks in? It just was funny, like, her just doing kicks in a dress and stuff like that. I just thought it was pretty good. Nice little Justice League War Easter egg with the ice cream, because that was in there, so they put that in there, and I was the only one that laughed amongst my friends. I just went, and I was like, yeah, I'm the only one that got that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm a big dork. So they don't want them to just go to Berlin or wherever the hell and just do their thing, but so they're going to do it covertly. Well, supposedly, even though, what's his nuts? I don't even remember what his name was. Who's the guy that, Sir Patrick. That's who that is. Yeah, Sir Patrick gives him, he tells him, go for it. Here's some money, you have my blessing, and of course we know why he wants them to do it at the end. So while all this is happening, we got Ludendorff, who's working with Dr. Poison to create a poison that can just basically go through gas masks and everything and just wipe out everyone. And, I mean, they were good villains, a little weak. I mean, Dr. Poison was fucking... the way she talked, I don't know, it was a little cartoonish, it was, but whatever. And then you got Ludendorff, who basically the whole time they're setting it up like he is Ares because he has that gas that makes him like really strong, and he's like, and you're just going, okay, well, obviously he's Ares, but no. Fast forward to the no man's land scene. Now this is just like a pivotal scene, of course, because this is the first time we see her in the costume, really about to kick some ass, and it's a nice little setup, slow motion, she's getting up, and the music's starting to play, and she starts to, she's deflecting the bullets, and then she starts running. She's ding, 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 and then she got the shield out. It is just such a beautiful, beautiful scene. And they take out those guys, and then they make it to the village, and then then you got the Wonder Woman theme that just starts kicking in, just that din, 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 din. It's just, she's running through, and then she's leaping, and she jumps through. God, the action sequences are just done so well. The fight sequences are just done so well. And then everybody celebrates her. I mean, it was cool. It was a group effort, too. I love how they got the door and they had it on their back to launch her up into the tower to wipe out the sniper. It was really, really well done. Then, of course, some more romanticness for Steve Trevor and Diana. I guess they did it. I don't know. They were implying that he did it. He didn't leave. They kissed, and, yeah, that's got to be interesting. De-virginizing a goddess. Way to go, Steve. So now they got to get to this gala ball thing that Ludendorff is throwing to basically celebrate that they are going to shoot this weapon and fuck some people up. And they get in there, and there's a whole big, that whole thing. You got Trevor hitting on Dr. Poison, but then Diana shows up because she took a dress from somebody, which was a funny scene, too, because she was like just looking at this woman and kept, and yeah, this is going to fit me. I think this will fit me. And it's just the way that she did that. I swear, Gal Gadot, the way that she just performed. I love it. Diana starts losing faith in men because they launched the gas into that village that they just saved. So she starts doubting herself about men being corrupt. Even says Steve's corrupt. she gets pretty emotional, and that's what I loved about the character too, how she's just struggling. She's got such a big heart for mankind, yet she's seeing the corruptness, which is, that's just the core of the character. So they find the base where everything's being designed, all the weapons and everything, and obviously she thinks Ludendorff is Ares. She stabs him with the God Killer. Nothing happens. Finds out that Sir Patrick is there, and he is actually Ares, and he's doing like this ghostly weird thing. She tries to stab him. He like stops it. Turns out the sword is not the God Killer, it's Diana. Diana was designed by Zeus to be the God Killer. Nice little twist. Didn't really see it coming. I didn't see it was coming. I thought it was just going to be pretty straightforward. Ludendorff, he's going to turn into like, Ares, and then there's going to be a big fight and everything. Nope, not the case. At first, it didn't even start like that. Sir Patrick was just fucking around with her, and then he finally gets the armor, which I will say looked a little cheesy with his... I was kind of hoping for like a very evil-looking, eyes lit up face, but it was basically the dude, Sir Patrick, with the helmet on. It was a little weird, but nothing to gripe about. So we get to the end fight scene, and it's pretty good. I actually, because you see her limits being tested, and of course you got Steve and the rest of the dudes going there. They got to get rid of all the bombs that have the poison in it. So Steve takes it upon himself, and I really like what they did here because she is getting knocked around by Ares. So she's got there's like a ring in the ear, and you can't really hear what he's saying. All he does is leave, and he leaves his watch. So she continues to fight Ares. Steve is like flying up and up and up, and yeah, another sacrifice. I'm telling you, every DCEU movie has a sacrifice in it, guys. It's pretty awesome. And you got Steve doing it this time, and it's a pretty intense scene. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little choked up because she gets wrapped around this. I guess there's like a door of a tank or something. She's on the ground and she sees the plane, and then she sees it blow up, and then she just goes, pretty much she lets out the fucking, yeah. She screams out his name, and she just bursts out of that thing that she's in, and then she starts fucking up a lot of just bad guys. She's just going through and just wailing on everybody. It's a really awesome scene. And then of course she's just using everything. She's using that anger to her advantage. Of course Ares tries to push her to throw a tank on top of Dr. Poison, but she resists, of course, and then she defeats him with basically just a bunch of lightning. He did. But so was Steve, and it's like, aw. Pretty sad. It's pretty sad, but yeah, you knew that was going to happen. You knew Steve wasn't going to survive. I mean, I knew it was coming. But I like the way they did. I like the way they handled it. And then, of course, we get back to present day, and she talks about how this is her life, this, and this. And then it has her on top of, like, some kind of tower, and then she just leaps forward, which looked really, really cheesy. I'm sorry. But it's like it ended with her just, like, in the air like this, going slow, and it just kind of looked weird. I don't know what... It was just very cheesy kind of ending. But overall, of course, I love the movie. I thought it was great. I'm sure there were some Easter eggs I missed and everything. And yeah, it's pretty much the run through, talking about sports. Like I said, it would have been awesome if the story ended and it got that back to present day, and there was Bruce just sitting there talking. It would have been great to see that. But it's okay. It's okay. As long as we still felt his presence, which was good. So anyways, guys, that is my spoiler review of Wonder Woman. It was absolutely fantastic. Can't even wait to watch it yet again. And I'm telling you, watch Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman now. There's just, it sweetens it. It's just like a little more, puts a little more just yumminess, some more flavor onto the DCEU right there. Because then you're going, wait, there's a Wonder Woman now. Oh my God. Just like when you watch Man of Steel and during the Zod fight and all that Metropolis stuff, it's like, that there's a Bruce Wayne running around and driving around like a crazy person. Now we know that there's a Diana somewhere in this world and everything. It's just cool to think about. It just sweetens the flavor of the DCEU. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about everything down below in the balls area. Maybe some things I didn't point out or anything. Let me know down below. Please hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the other channel too. Follow me on the social media stuff floating above my head. All right. I'll talk to you later.